Hello, and welcome to What's the Tea? I'm your host, always at Owen the Man 316. So what a crazy night in Toronto last night. I mean, wow. Like, I did not expect what happened at Elimination Chamber to actually happen. And first we start off with the Women's Elimination Chamber match, which, honestly, I thought it was a really decent match. And my MVP of that match is probably Liv Morgan, because she just had an answer for no matter what anyone threw at her in this match, you know? And she looked really good in this match. And before things even really get started with the match, out comes Jade Cargill, who goes sprinting down the ramp into the ring, and you just see the look of fear on Liv Morgan's face, like, oh no, she thinks I actually did it. But no. For a brief moment, it looks like Jade's about to attack Liv, but instead she turns her attention to Naomi and just starts beating the ever-loving hell out of Naomi. I mean, by the end of this, Naomi is getting put on a stretcher and taken out of the arena. Like, that was just crazy, man. Like, does Jade truly believe Naomi did it? Because, I don't know, there's just something about that seems a little too obvious to me. And yeah, I know, Bianca Belair was in the chamber pod just playing the innocent friend, being like, oh no, Jade, stop, what are you doing to Naomi? I think we know who took out Jade. And it was not Naomi. It was Bianca Belair. I guarantee it, guys, because it just seems way too obvious. Like, Jade just outright destroyed Naomi. Completely, basically took away her chances of going to WrestleMania to face Rhea Ripley. You know, so, I don't know, it just seems a little too obvious to me. Like I said, as for the match itself, it was really good. Like, I love that Roxanne Perez is getting these opportunities now on the main roster, because when I was at the Royal Rumble, she looked really good. You know, like, she had an amazing performance in the Royal Rumble match, and now she just adds on to that by looking really good in this match, especially when she was mixing it up with Bayley. I did like that they kind of started to run that back again, because we didn't really get anything at the Royal Rumble, and it was kind of really confusing. But I'm glad they're just running it back again, this time in the Elimination Chamber. And hats off to Bianca Belair, she got the win. I gotta give her credit where credit is due. Because, you know I did pick Bianca to win this, but then there was part of me towards the end that was like, is Liv actually going to win it? Because it looked like for a brief moment there that Liv had it in the bag, like she was about to win. But Bianca just turns it up like she always does, and just found a way to win. So it looks like it's going to be Bianca versus Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. Or will it be? Because you also saw Io Sky in the background as well, up on the stage with Rhea. So, you know, it could wind up being a triple threat. I don't know how exactly, but I just have a feeling, man, that it's not just going to be Bianca versus Rhea. It's going to be Rhea versus Bianca versus Io for the Women's World Championship in Vegas at WrestleMania. And I know there are a lot of people out there that are like, where's the excitement with this match? Well, let me tell you what the excitement is with this match. These three are arguably the leaders of the next generation of great talent in the women's division. Because they have had amazing matches in NXT. And you know, I just think that if you put all three of them in that match, you're going to get something really special. And something really cool that we'll all remember watching or remember being there for. So I think it'll be a really good match. So hats off to Bianca, great win for her. And she made history as the first person to win the Elimination Chamber, at least the Women's Chamber, twice. Because no one had ever won it twice until Bianca did it. Because she did it in 2022, and now she's done it in 2025. So congratulations to Bianca. Alright, moving on, we had Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton against Candice LeRae and Nia Jax. I'm just gonna say this. I think Trish Stratus deserves one more run as a women's champion. Because she is just timeless in the ring. I remember when I first watched the 2018 Women's Rumble, and she looked like she didn't lose a step. And then all the times that she comes back, she continues to just look better and better. And it's just crazy, because it's like, she's not active full time anymore, and when she gets the opportunity, she goes out there and just has great matches, So I really think Trish Stratus deserves one more run as WWE Women's Champion. I don't know what y'all think, but I just think she deserves at least one more run. And it was kind of wholesome seeing Tiffany and Trish team together. Because they almost look like mother and daughter in this tag match. And it just looked kind of cool. I liked the attire they did. Paying homage to Toronto, paying homage to the Maple Leafs. That was a really cool idea. I liked it. And they really just looked like a really good tag team in this match. Like, they just gelled really well together. And, Nia and Candice, they brought it in this match, but in the end, Tiffany and Trish get the win. So, congrats to them. And now Tiffany can turn her attention to a certain queen that's coming for her at WrestleMania. Alright, on to our next match. Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn in a in an unsanctioned match. As that's right, Adam Pearce made this match on Raw a couple weeks ago and told Sami Zayn, it's not official, it's unsanctioned. Meaning anything goes in this match, and it can't be stopped under any circumstances. And this match literally was that. It was Kevin and Sami beating the hell out of each other, and it was Kevin committing murder just like he did at the Royal Rumble, as he absolutely destroyed Sami Zayn. He put a chair around this man's neck, and then pushed him into the ring post. Like, I was sitting there like, oh my god. It's 2025, and all Kevin Owens wants to do is commit murder in matches. Like, oh my goodness. This was just brutal. And then Sami could barely stand, but he's still finding a way to fight back. And then Kevin picks him up one more time and power bombs him on the apron. And Sami just lays there dead, motionless. Like, I was sitting there for a minute like, oh my god, Kevin, you just killed him. You killed your friend, man. Why did you do that? And Sami, I think he was actually taken out on a stretcher too. Well, that may not be right. I'm not exactly sure about that one. But then, as soon as Kevin is just standing there, we hear something we haven't heard in a while. I hear voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me. That's right, the Viper, Randy Orton, is back. And he's coming for Kevin Owens. Because if you remember, Kevin Owens took this man out of action for a while with a pile driver. And the pile driver has been banned for a very long time in WWE. but he used it and he put Randy Orton out for a long time. But now he's back, and it looks like Randy wants his revenge on Kevin Owens. I say let's make this official for WrestleMania, because this will be a great match. And you know, it's kind of funny, because Randy and Kevin were part of the United States triple threat match with Logan Paul at WrestleMania last year. And now these two are fighting each other. Like, it's kind of crazy, you know? But yeah, I do like what Kevin Owens is doing. This guy is just on a rampage. Like, this is the prize fighter from NXT just turned up to 11. With a little bit of Kevin Steen from Ring of Honor mixed into it. And if y'all don't know who that guy is, go look it up. There are clips on YouTube of all the insane things this man would do in the ring, back in Ring of Honor. So go ahead, look that up, so you get an idea of exactly what I'm getting into with this. Alright, so our final match of the night, the Men's Elimination Chamber match. Let's see, you had Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, John Cena, CM Punk, and that piece of garbage from Cleveland, Ohio, Logan Paul. I'm just not even gonna talk about that guy, because I cannot stand him for the life of me, as I've probably said before. But anyways, this match was incredible. I mean, I don't know what my expectations were going into this, but we got an all-time classic here, guys. You had Cena running it back with Seth Rollins, Cena running it back with CM Punk, and you had Cena just mixing it up with everybody, and it was just awesome. Like, the crowd was into it, man. They were excited for this. And the fact that it came down to CM Punk, John Cena, and Seth Rollins was just awesome. Because I don't think you could have gotten a better final three for this match. And stepping back for a second, the expression on Drew McIntyre's face when he got eliminated by Damian Priest was just hilarious. I mean, Drew was already killing it as a heel, but whatever he's doing, he needs to keep doing it. This man is just amazing. You know, whether it's on the mic cutting promos or just his reactions when he loses. Because I remember hearing about what he did at the Royal Rumble, but he just flat out left Lucas Oil Stadium after getting eliminated. I thought that was hilarious when I found out about it. Like, this man is just insane. And just absolutely incredible at what he does. But yeah, anyways, this was a great match. You know, and in the end, we got something that I think we all saw coming, which was John Cena winning. But it was how he won. Seth Rollins turns his attention back to CM Punk. He stomps him into the mat. And then John Cena picks the bones clean and forces Punk to go to sleep with the STF as he just fades and passes out. Which was just crazy, you know? But, you know, it's like I said, we expected Cena to win this. Because, you know, I could make an argument CM Punk could have won this. But, you know, he's kind of got his hands full with Seth Rollins. Damian Priest, I think that would have been a surprise, but I don't really know what he would be doing in terms of that, because Jey Uso picked Gunther, so I don't know how Damian Priest versus Cody would make sense in a lot of ways. And with Seth Rollins, again, he's got his hands full with CM Punk, so, you know, it just really wouldn't have made sense if either of those guys won, because we know they're going to run it back at WrestleMania. Because there's no way Seth is done with Punk after Punk beat him on January 6th on the first episode of Raw on Netflix. So there's unfinished business there, and that's going to be a great match at WrestleMania. And who knows, maybe they throw Roman Reigns into it and we get possibly a generational triple threat at WrestleMania. I am definitely down with the possibility of that. Anyways, so the match is over. Cena's standing in the middle of the ring. Cody's music hits. And he makes his way down to the ring. And then we hear the music of The Rock. Because Cena and Cody, they share a little moment. They're shaking hands, they're hugging, and it's like, okay, this is our WrestleMania match. But remember, we still have one little piece of business we need to take care of. Involving a certain final boss. And that would be The Rock, of course. And I don't know, I just thought it was kind of odd, the appearance of Travis Scott by The Rock. But I get it, he's part of the board of TKO, he can do whatever he wants. But I just didn't really get what his purpose was in this, because the business here is between The Rock and Cody Rhodes. Not The Rock, Cody Rhodes, and Travis Scott. And it made sense why John Cena was still in the ring, because, if what happened wasn't going to happen, he wouldn't have been still standing in the middle of the ring. I kept track of those little details there as I was watching this. So The Rock comes out, makes his entrance, and then says to Cody Rhodes, "It's time to make your decision." And he made his decision. Cody goes on about how he sold his soul a long time ago to the ring and to the fans. And I thought that was really a nice, genuine babyface move there by Cody. Because it just told you he wasn't going to take The Rock's offer. And I love what he did. It was just amazing. Because Cody gets on the mic, he turns back to The Rock and goes, "Hey Rock, go fuck yourself." And that place just erupted. It was just awesome. And you see John Cena in the background. He's like, yes, he didn't shake his hand. He didn't turn on you. He's still your guy. And then Cena goes to shake Cody's hand like, "Let's go, bro. We got our match." And then it happens. Cena hugs Cody, and you see his face just go from happy to angry, and you see The Rock. He's doing the 1, 2, 3 motion that he did at Bad Blood, which, honestly, I would have never guessed this is what was going to happen, based on that. And then he does the throat slashing motion, and John Cena does the rest. And man, when I first saw this, I was like, there is no way that John Cena just did that. But he did. He just literally turned on everyone. As he starts beating the crap out of Cody Rhodes. He takes the Rolex from Travis Scott and he's punching him right in his head with it. And Cody at the end is just bleeding. Like he's got color on his forehead there. And it's like, my goodness, this was brutal. And Cena, he's not even done after that. He just keeps beating him down worse and worse. And then The Rock, he brings out that weight belt that says Cody's soul on it. And he starts beating Cody with it. And I'm just sitting there like, is this really happening? Did John Cena really just turn heel? I mean, and believe me, I know that he was heel in the beginning parts of his career with the Doctor of Thugonomics. Believe me, I know that. And with Ruthless Aggression, John Cena too. I know that, and I understand that, but this was just insane the way they did this. The way Cena's hugging on Cody, his face turns, and then he kicks Cody right in his roads, and it's just crazy. You know? It's just absolutely crazy. Like, never did I ever think I would see John Cena heel in WWE. In the way they did it. Like, never did I ever think we would see corporate John Cena. It's just insane to me, man. And I just had no words after all that. Because you just see the image as you see the credits come up on the screen. There's Cody laying in his own blood. And there's John Cena with The Rock and Travis Scott. And everybody just had that look on their face of just, why, John? Why? Like, this felt like we went all the way back to WrestleMania X7. And it's Stone Cold and The Rock with Vince for some reason. And it's Austin shaking hands with McMahon at the end of the match. Like, that is how good this was. And that's what this really reminded me of in a lot of ways. Because I see so many similarities, with that. With the way they just executed this. The way they have Cena beat the crap out of Cody Rhodes. Was something that The Rock gave him. Like, it's just crazy how this all went down. And the way The Rock really said, the dream dies again if Cody said no. Like, man, that was just cold, you know? I mean, we know The Rock is capable of doing this, but good Lord. I mean, you brought Dusty into this, man. That's just crazy. You brought Cody's father into this, who he literally won the WWE Championship for, to complete that American dream, you know? And he just brings Dusty into this, and it's just crazy, you know? But it's 2025, guys, and John Cena turned heel. I still can't really comprehend what happened last night. But honestly, I gotta say this. This Elimination Chamber was absolutely incredible. Because you just had a lot of great matches and a lot of great moments. Like Jade returning and attacking Naomi. Tiffany and Trish. Kevin Owens beating the crap out of Sami Zayn. Randy Orton returning. And then to cap it all off, John Cena is The Rock's champion. Well, at least he probably will be at WrestleMania 41, because I gotta be honest, I don't think Cody is winning at WrestleMania. Because this is bigger than the Bloodline in a lot of ways. This is The Rock literally going to use everything in his arsenal to make Cody Rhodes pay for telling him to go fuck himself. He will do everything he can for John Cena to be a 17-time world champion. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Just trust me. But man, I couldn't help but feel bad for Cody, because it's like, I really thought he was gonna shake The Rock's hand in a lot of ways. I did. Because John Cena is like the ultimate babyface in a lot of ways. And it's like they would gladly turn on Cody just to get John Cena as a 17-time world champion. You know? So that's the way I thought going into this. I did not think we would see John Cena turn heel at the end of the night. Like, that was just insanity, man. Like, this was just a great show, and it had the right mix of great matches and just pure insanity. Like, this was awesome. I cannot wait for WrestleMania 41, because it's going to be awesome. the card looks really good so far. And next episode, we'll probably take an in-depth look at that. And I'm probably going to add some matches that I think should be on the card in terms of just filling in those other spots with stuff that actually has meaning rather than filler like the past few years or every year that Vince McMahon was in charge of WrestleMania. And while I was watching Elimination Chamber, because I had it on my triple screen on my computer, which the one downside I can say about doing that is just the volume wasn't really that great. Because it's like I could hear things, but I couldn't really hear it like I normally do on my TV or on my phone. I don't know. I guess that's probably just something I gotta figure out there. But yeah, it was kind of a cool viewing experience because I had the match on two screens. And that was kind of cool. A kind of cool experience there. Because you get like every angle by doing that. So the other thing I watched last night, Michigan versus Ohio State on ice. That's right. The Red Wings against the Blue Jackets at the Horseshoe in Columbus. I gotta say, man, I love these outdoor games. Because I remember when it was the Devils against the Flyers at MetLife, and I believe it was the Flyers against the Penguins a few years ago at Heinz Field or at PNC Park, and it just looked really cool. You know, like, hockey is a game that is definitely meant to be played outdoors. And I love when the NHL does this, because it's really cool, and you also get the cool uniforms too. Sometimes you get some throwbacks, or you just get some updated uniforms that look really cool. And the game itself was just amazing. Like for a while, it was 1-1 between the Blue Jackets and Red Wings. And then the Blue Jackets got hot, scored 2 goals, up 3-1, going into the third period, and then the Red Wings stormed back and tied at 3. But in the end, Columbus gets that goal to go up 4-3, and then they try to shoot empty netters in the final minute. They miss the first 2, and it's like, come on, it's a straight shot to the goal. There's nobody standing there. Like, if I was Detroit, I would have put at least one of my players there to just block it. Even if it's not a goalie, still, somebody can play defense and keep the puck out of the net, right? Like, I would think that would have been an idea for them to try at least. But eventually, Columbus gets that last goal, and they win this one 5-3. And it was actually cool because they brought their cannon from Nationwide Arena. Because every time the Blue Jackets score a goal, they fire a cannon. And I think that's kind of a cool tradition in a lot of ways. So it was cool that they actually brought this to Ohio State and actually did it last night. I thought that was really cool. And shout out to 21 Pilots, man. They absolutely killed the end of first period intermission show. Like, it was just amazing. And they're a band that I'm not really big on, but I like a few of their songs. And they just put on one heck of a show. From the pyro to the fire, I mean, the crowd was loving it, and they were just having a great time. And that, truly to me, I think is what matters the most. It's just that the crowd is just having a great time. Because, you know, that's what hockey fans and wrestling fans have in common. We're there to cheer loud, and we're there to have a good time. You know, yeah, we're always gonna have the drunk assholes that do stupid shit. But that's just part of it sometimes, you know? And for the most part, we're all really good and well-behaved fans. And we just want to have a good time and cheer loud and just enjoy it, you know? So that's really what I think hockey and wrestling fans have in common. Because this was just awesome. It was one heck of a show, too. You know, so I really enjoyed this game. And Ohio State fans, congratulations. You got your redemption for losing to Michigan. Again. Well, sort of. Because I know in 2025, Ohio State fans, you're still going to want to go to Michigan and beat them on their home turf. Even though you just won the national championship. But I get it, I respect it, and let's move on. So Toni Storm and Mariah May. Man, this has probably been one of the best rivalries in the history of AEW. Just from the storytelling and from the matches, it's just been incredible. And we've also had some funny moments too, like Toni Storm dressing up as Mariah May for a match. I think it was on Dynamite. That was just hilarious, because she did everything. She had the gear, she had her graphics for her Tron, like it was just crazy. And you see Mariah May just sitting there like, what the hell do you think you're doing? And to me, that was just hilarious. So hats off to both of them. They're just doing a great job with this. And Toni Storm, she got her win back from All in London as she beat Mariah May at Grand Slam Australia, which now sets the stage for the rubber match and possibly the Hollywood ending to this feud between timeless Toni Storm and the merciless Mariah May. Like, I think this is going to be an incredible match. I actually watched a clip from Collision where Toni Storm was about to come out and cut another promo, but Mariah May just attacks her like a freaking psycho. I mean, I love this side of Mariah May. It's just awesome to watch. Because she is just an absolute psycho at times. And this was definitely one of those times. Because she attacks Toni from behind, she's beating her down, and drags her to the ring. And then she starts crying as she puts her head to Toni's head while they're both down on the top of the stage. And she goes, I didn't have to do this. It didn't have to be this way, Toni. Look what you made me do. And now, for this third match, let's both be the stars. Let's both share the spotlight at Revolution. And let's make this a Hollywood ending. I know my impressions are not that great, but I try, okay? So yeah, this sets the stage for the final match between timeless Toni Storm and Mariah May. And this is going to be interesting. Because I really don't think Mariah May is going to win it back. I think Toni Storm wins this. Because, I don't know, it just wouldn't make sense to me for Toni to win it back and then Mariah May to win it back. Like, that would just be repeat booking or just rewind booking in some ways, which I know AEW is kind of known for that, but this is just kind of what I'm getting at there, is like, I would let Toni win this, move on, give her someone like, oh, I know, Megan Bayne, because I think they could really make magic together. The timeless Toni Storm against Megan Bayne, who I watched her against Chris Statlander a few days ago, and man, she is just incredible. Like, that match was just the definition of big girl graps, which is my version of the Big E quote. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up, because I'm not going to say it on here, because I've probably said it countless times on here. But yeah, that was a great match too, and a really hard-hitting one. And Megan Bayne probably has one of the nastiest spears I've ever seen. Like, I've seen Edge's spear, I've seen Charlotte Flair's spear, I've seen Roman Reigns' spear. But man, it's just like a missile, it's like a car crash. you know? So it's just an amazing spear. And Megan Bayne, she's going to be a big star in AEW. I think she'll be the one to take it off of Toni Storm, and she'll be a great champion, assuming that Toni gets somebody else to book the women's division. Yeah, that was my mic drop moment on that one. And a big match was announced for the NXT show that's going to take place at one of the theaters at Madison Square Garden. That's right, we are getting Julia versus Stephanie Vauquer, title for title, NXT Women's Championship, NXT North American Women's Championship, both on the line in a huge match. And you know, I would have waited for Stand and Deliver for this, but I kinda get it. You're having a big show in New York at Madison Square Garden. You're gonna need a match like this. And I really hope this match is the main event, because it absolutely deserves to main event. Because when Stephanie and Julia get in the ring together, it's just magic. And it's just awesome. Like when I saw them at the Royal Rumble, and I know they didn't really fight each other there, but they just have this chemistry that is just undeniable in a lot of ways, you know? So I can't wait for this match. Now, how do I think this match will end? I don't know, because there's probably countless ways you could end this. It could be disqualification, it could be a time limit draw in the main event, which would really be a throwback to the old days of the Territory Days booking, which I'd kind of be down to see that in a lot of ways, because it would just go to show how strong Julia and Stephanie really are in terms of their styles, in terms of their wrestling, you know? So I think that would honestly be the right way to end that match. Because you still got Jordynne Grace sitting there, who just made her big debut at Vengeance Day in DC at the end of the show. So, you know, she's going to be lurking around, and she's going to want that match. And it may be a triple threat match at Stand and Deliver, which I say this to it. And here comes one more impression. Oh, hell yeah. That's my Stone Cold Steve Austin impression. Alright, so as I wrap things up, there's something that I gotta tell you guys. You remember when I made my predictions for the Royal Rumble and I said that Io Sky was gonna win the Women's Rumble? Well, that was a lie. Because the truth is, I prayed for Charlotte Flair to win the Rumble, and it happened. And I see all the people that are so mad that it did, and I just get the biggest smile on my face when I see that. Because I was so glad that it happened. Because I knew people wouldn't be happy that it would happen. But I'm smiling all the way to WrestleMania as people are so angry that that happened. And honestly, I don't care what any of you think about that, you know? Because this is my show, and on my show we respect women's wrestling, and on my show we have respect for the Four Horsemen. So you know what? No more Mr. Nice Guy on this show. I'm gonna smile at all the discourse, because that moment meant the world to me. And I'm not gonna let anybody ruin it. Not Twitter, not Instagram, not anything. So you know, I'm embracing that side of myself because it's time to change things up a little on here, you know? And to the people that don't care that matches are getting cut and segments are getting cut in the women's division, your opinion never mattered, nor will it ever. because women's wrestling draws, and women's wrestling is awesome. And you will respect women's wrestling, and you will learn to respect Charlotte Flair by the time I'm done with this. So there's just one thing I wanted to say to each and every one of you who continue to disrespect women's wrestling and continue to spew all this garbage and all this hate towards Charlotte Flair. It doesn't matter what any of you think, and it never, ever did. Well, I think that's about the time and all the tea we have here on What's the Tea. I've been your host always at OwnTheMan316. You guys have been my lovely audience. And yeah, I think that really about does it. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, what's left of it at least. Have a great week next week. I don't know when I'll do the next episode, probably sometime in the next couple weeks, because I've got spring break coming up for NKU, which, hey, I'm excited about that. I'll get some content done for other areas as well. So, I hope you guys have a great one. And of course, as always, before I go, peace, love, tea, pro wrestling, sports, entertainment, and whatever is going on in this crazy world that we call Earth, I guess. Oh, wait, no, we don't do toodles on here anymore. We go, whoa! And that's the tea on that. Have a great one.